How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews back with a little bit of new brewery time in the form of Southbound Brew Company. It is their Vix Picks Volume 1. This be a juicy, hazy India style pale ale. Yeah, Southbound Brewing. Never heard of these guys before. They are from Georgia. This comes in at ABV wise, I do not know, 6.5. Done. Preconceived notion time. We try not to do that when it comes to beer reviews. But more often than not, label art like this ends up not being some of my favorite beer. I don't know what it is. Something about the kind of hippie psychedelic thing that's not only the hippie psychedelic thing, because I can get down with that, but it's also when it's in the plastic kind of wrapper. I don't know. That's me being a preconceived notion guy. So I'm not a big fan of the label, even though I don't hate it. It's just more of a trend I see in a lot of beers that are kind of art design like this. I'm just, is what it is. Hopefully it bucks the trend. Now, what do we have? We have a beautifully looking hazy IPA. Rich golden in color. Nice kind of little cataract edges to it. Everything I would want, at least body and looks-wise, in a nice big old hazy. Here's the kick. That head dissipated super quick. Why? Could be a couple different reasons. Carbonic acid might be the one. We'll see what's what with this sucker. So give it a twirl. Get a nose. And I'm pretty much almost guaranteeing that's the case here. Because it seems like when beers have this over kind of or carbonic acid thing, the head dissipates really quick, settles from that creamy head. Because if I give it that kind of twirl there, it looks relatively creamy. But if you sit here and watch, it's just going to start crumbling down upon itself. I don't know the physics with beer, but in this beer, big, huge citrus notes that are coming off like really spritzy, kind of squeezing that orange that you got at halftime of the sporting event. The suck on it, spritz that shit right in your face. That's what you're getting, but almost like a grapefruit, orange, lemon kind of mixture there. There's a bittering in there. I can't really get to it. It's a little bit of a generic bittering, but because the citrus is so vibrant in here. Very, very aggressive in a very fun way, but there is that kind of little bit of carbonic acid thing kind of floating around on the edges. We're going to dive in, see what's what. Cheers. That's it, man. Man, it just kind of dumbs down a beer for me. And that vibrant citrus is there. There's a green to be had. There's a more sweeter, juicier version of this beer to be had. And it's all in this beer. But the amount of carbonic acid that's pumped in this beer just neutralizes almost all of it. To the point where just actually neutralizing the head of the beer at the same time. Yeah, I mean, it's just begging. You can taste it. It's begging. Those flavors are begging to come out. It's just way too seltzerly. Way too soda-like kind of carbonation in it that it really mutes all those really fun portions of that kind of citrus, levels of citrus, multiple levels of citrus, like hair on fire levels of citrus, and it just kind of like, it pisses me off is what it does, because I know this beer can be absolutely fantastic if that carbonic acid wasn't at the level it was. Yeah, so there is a green there, really hard to pick out specific notes from it because of how I had that bittering from the carbonic acid is. That citrus is relatively large for how carbonic this beer is, which is bonkers, because if that wasn't there, this would be like a 2x4 to the face of citrus, and I think it would come off in a really nice, decently more juicy way, but it just can't get away from itself because of that carbonic acid. Mouthfeel's okay, but again, that's dumbed down by the carbonic acid. Makes it a little bit more seltzer soda-like than a soft, creamy mouthfeel. Yeah, I hate this beer, not because it's bad, because I think some people would really dig this, because a lot of people aren't as, I don't want to say as sensitive to it, because I don't think I'm overtly sensitive to carbonic acid. I just think some people are less sensitive to it. I hate it because it probably can be fucking amazing. It's just that one thing really gets all its bits and pieces all tangled up and fucked up, and just makes for a beer that's kind of meh instead of yeah. So let's talk about it. One of the better hazies I've had as of late. No, but it could be so easily just from that carbonic standpoint. Value and availability, I don't know. My boy Oak Ridge gave me this. Let me know what's what when it comes to how to get this beer, and leave you with, if you like what we like this beer, if you don't mind carbonic acid stuff, if you like your foam cans, your dancing gnome cans, those kind of beers, And that shit just doesn't bother you. Or you get this on draft. That could be a thing too. I've had like foam is a big example. I think their beers are absolutely amazingly stellar in draft, but on cans they express a lot of what I'm getting in this can. So, I would never hesitate to pick up another beer by this brewery just to see how it tracks. But also, I would love to try this brewery on draft to see if it really rings true the same thing in the cans that it is in the on draft. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massive. If you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little beer right now. Beer. It's fun. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.